Shalom, shalom. Want to give honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. This is another quick call from AHMATHYA. Okay, our so-called Black Spanish Native American going to celebrate the Memorial Day tomorrow. Okay, so basically they celebrating it all weekend, right? But we ain't got no business celebrating that, right? Okay, because Jake wanted to keep the Memorial Day, right, of the so-called white man. And our people are getting ready for the cookout tomorrow, right? And so, like millions of Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they getting their grill out, they getting their drinks and inviting their families, their friends. But this day really started, okay, like when you looked up the history with these wars that Jake was involved during the time of the Civil War, right? And they had no business being in these wars, right? And we were brought over here in America, okay, for our transgressions, okay, and not keep no damn Memorial Day, right? Okay, and we don't even supposed to be over here in America, aka Babylon the Great, right? This is the land of our enemies, right? Less known fighting for a civil war, right? So now, if you understand how the Civil War started and the plan behind it of these elite after the Civil War, right? And you would have known that was all set up anyway, that they could transfer not to free or liberate them, right? But to transfer all the slaves from down south, all right? And sold them up to the north, right? Okay? So, like, Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, New York, it's like to work in them steel mills, industrial plants, and car and manufacturing facilities. So they did that war so they can emancipate the slaves, right? And not to free them, right? So this will have a damn thing to do with us, okay? Right? So we celebrate the so-called white man Memorial Day, right? What about the Most High Memorial? Okay? All right? What about his memorial? Okay? Let's get a precept. I want Exodus 3 and 15. Exodus 3 and 15. Let me start with verse 14. Okay? This is Exodus 3 and 14. And Yahweh said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Verse 15. And Yahweh said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord Yahweh of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations, right? So the Most High said his name is memorial to all generations, right? So if there anything that should be memorial to you, and it should be your God, you so-called Blacks, Spanish, Native American, Seminole Indians, right? To remember his name and his works and his marvelous deeds that he did when he freed us out of Egypt, right? And his marvelous acts established a covenant with our forefathers, like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? And his marvelous grace and mercy that he woke us up in his truth in the last days and called you out of darkness and into this light. So anything we should be remembering it as a memorial is Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, so right, so we going in this world celebrating this stuff, right? I mean, then the Most High took Abraham away from his father. Okay, let's get a precept. Okay, you brother and sister won't go in that world, man, celebrating this crap. Okay, let's go to Genesis 12 and verse 1. Okay, all right. Because Romans 15 and 4, these scriptures are written for our learning, loosely paraphrasing, right? Okay, it's written for our learning, for our forefathers and our foremothers did right, and what our forefathers and mothers did wrong, right? Okay, let's go Genesis 12 and 1. Okay, Genesis 12 and 1. Now the Lord has said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. Right. So if you know the history, Abraham's father, Terah, he was worshiping them idols, right? So the Most High took Abraham away from him. Get thee away from your kindred. All right? What? Like you say, Romans 15:4, these scriptures are written for our learning. The Most High, all you brothers and sisters, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole, Indian women, men and women, the Most High took y'all out away from y'all family. Get thee away from y'all family, right? Y'all know y'all story, how y'all came in the truth. I can tell you mine, because when I first got in this truth, you know, I seen it on my phone. I was in my car and I clicked on the video, right? Started watching it, you know, and it started wrestling. But you know what? What the Most High was saying to me, I didn't know it at the time. Get thee away from y'all kindred, okay? He was building me up, okay? Give me away from the so-called white man's, you know what I mean, pagan holidays, you know what I'm saying, all the wickedness, the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, right? Because guess what? If I wasn't in the truth, I'll be right there celebrating that crap right along with my family, okay? All weekend, all the way up to Monday, okay? Monday night, all right? But you know, the Most High took us away from that. Get thee away from your kindred, you blacks, Hispanics, Native American, okay? He brought y'all in this truth. He got y'all away from y'all kindreds, okay? Right? To be in this truth, okay? Right? Because, you know, we can't drink up the cup of the devil and the Most High, you know, and the cup of the Most High, okay? Right? Let me get a precept. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 21. 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 10 and 21. Okay, ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the tables of the devil. Right. So, you know, hey, you brothers and sisters can't be secretly in this truth celebrating Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all them other folly days. Man, I really forgot. I'm glad I did. Okay, right. You know, 4th of July, all that. That's the drinking of the cup of the devil, right? So you got to drink of the cup of the Lord. Okay, what the Lord gave us. Okay, you know what He gave us. Okay, right. He gave us the Passover, all right, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Week, Day of Simon, the blowing of the memorial trumpet, right, the Day of Atonement, the Feast of Tabernacle, okay, and the Feast of Dedication, the Destruction of Nicanor, okay, and the 2 days of Purim, and plus He gave us what? The new moon once a month, okay. So you can't drink of the, you know, the cup of the devil, the things out there in the world, and you know, and the cup of the Lord's, okay? Right. Keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, celebrating these high holy days, okay? Right? So you're going to get destroyed, man. If you over there thinking about, I want to know what they doing over there, you know, I kind of miss that we used to be in the backyard, all the family, they grilling pork, shrimp, crab, and lobsters, you know, being wicked. Man, you can't be thinking about that, okay? What? The Most High gave us the new moon. That's tomorrow night at sundown, on the 26th of sundown. Why is you thinking about this Memorial Day? Okay? We shouldn't be thinking about it. All right? We should be thinking about the Monday night at on the 26th at sundown. Yeah, we get ready to feast up. We're going to celebrate in righteous. Okay? Right? I mean, y'all can't be letting y'all can't be have that mindset, well, I can just go to my family house. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to participate in eating or drinking, whatever. I'm just going to hang out. No, you ain't got no business over there. Okay? Because you're going to get seduced. Okay? Right? So you can't just be going over there, then you talking about later on the night, on the 26th, Monday night, on the 26th, talking about, okay, let me celebrate the new moon. No, you can't have both worlds, okay? All right, you can't serve two masters, okay? Loosely paraphrasing Matthew, I think that's 6 and 24, okay? Right. So Israel, no thinking about this Memorial Day, okay? Right. Don't let your family member entice you and say, hey, I understand you're Hebrew Israelite. I understand you can't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You don't do that. But just come over and hang out with her. No, you don't want to do that. That's how you're going to reel you in, seduce you, okay? Right. Now, look up. Now you over there in a worldly conversation. Now you gonna got your drink. Now you gonna ate you some pork ribs, etc. Okay? No. Okay? So just to give y'all a little reminder, don't be thinking about them worldly folly days, okay? The Most High took his Abraham away from his kindred. Guess what? He took us away from our kindred. Okay? He got away from that evil, that madness. Okay? Right. Anyway, don't want to make this long, but get ready for the new moon tomorrow night. Okay? At sundown on the 26th. Okay? Right? To all the way to Tuesday night on the 27th. Then it's over with. Okay? And on top of that, we got Pentecost coming up as well. On the 30th. Right? So Monday is the 26th. And let me look at my calendar. Right. So Pentecost is, let me make sure, look at the calendar. It should be Friday night at sundown. Yeah, it's May the 30th. May the 30th at sundown, okay? Anyway, you want to make this long, okay? This is a quick click call for AHMATHYA. I want to give honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom.